You're not going to believe some of the upgrades inside of this model home or the secret room on the second floor. This video is all about Boulder Creek, which is located in South Johnson County in the city of Olathe, where everything is headed. You've got a brand new model row going in across the street, brand new phase, and in this video, we're going to tour different neighborhoods throughout the community. We're going to walk through all of the homes that you see on the screen. Then we're going to come back and take a look and walk through this model home that has over $140,000 worth of upgrades. Now here's a look on the plat map as to where we started the video. You can see the model home right there. That's where we'll return at the end of this video. We're actually going to go across the street to take a look at the brand new phase. As you can see on the plat map, you've got in the drone shots, you've got two different cul-de-sacs. These lots are all a little tucked away from the center point of the community, but they're also right down the street from the amenities that we're going to talk about, and then I'm going to show you here in just a few minutes. Now, all of the lots that you see on the plat map with a number and a color, those are currently available, but there is still a remaining phase left in this neighborhood, and likely we'll see that sometime around this fall. Now, as for the model homes, likely these will be up sometime this fall as well, which means if you are interested in building or buying a home right here in Boulder Creek, you can walk through those to get an idea of different floor plans, finishes, and really a good idea of what these builders are capable of. By the way, if we haven't met yet, then welcome to the channel. My name's Massa, local real estate agent licensed in Kansas and Missouri. We make videos of all of the best new home communities around Kansas City. This is another one by Grata Development. They've got a kind of sister community across the street called Boulder Hills. So if you have any questions about anything you see in this video, whether it's a floor plan, a specific lot, builder, a finish, maybe one of the upgrades in the model homes that we'll take a look at the end of the video, make sure to reach out. If you're watching this on YouTube, my contact information is all down below. There's also a link to the community website where you can see the floor plans, the plat map, really follow along throughout this video. And I owe a special thank you to Rob and Adam. They're the on-site agents here at Boulder Creek. And if you have any questions at all, make sure to send them a message if you're already on the community website. For now, we're going to head right across the street to the other part of the estate's neighborhood. We're taking a look at the Makenna by Gabriel homes. This one is currently on the market for $632,000 and a little bit of change. We're going to tour it in just a second, but first, part number one is all about the location. And as you can see on the map, Boulder Creek is located in South Johnson County in the city of Olathe. Now, you are very close to Overland Park. You've got quick highway access. You've got tons of shops within about a 10-minute drive away, but you're also kind of tucked away from the more congested parts of Overland Park in Olathe, which is really nice. One of the things that I think makes Boulder Creek fundamentally distinct is the family-friendly atmosphere here. You've got world-class amenities. You're close to things like Heritage Park, which has miles and miles of trails, a golf course, all sorts of different things that you could spend the weekend or even afternoons and evenings doing. You got the Overland Park Arboretum and Botanical Gardens, tons of different restaurants, shops, etc. nearby. You're about 20 minutes away from Prairie Fire and 135th Street in Overland Park, about 30 minutes away from downtown and the Plaza in Kansas City. And we are in the Spring Hill School District, which has been growing rapidly. They've been opening up a new elementary school almost every 2 years at this point. And not only are all three schools within about 9 minutes, with the high school being the furthest, the middle and elementary school being like just around the corner, you are very close to the Olathe Public School District as well. And as you may or may not know, Kansas recently passed open enrollment, which means you get to choose the district based on the space they have remaining. And that, I believe, starts in June of 2024. So being located right between two different school districts means you get to choose the best option for you and your children. Now, the home that we're currently in is called the Makenna by Gabriel homes. It's actually the same floor plan that we saw in the model home where we started this video. So we're going to circle back to that here at the end just so you can see a staged version of this floor plan. But while we go over some of the details, I'm going to show you a couple of clips so you can get an idea of what the inside of this home and the different finishes that are possible look like. Now, this home is listed on the market. It is for sale at $632,000 and a little bit of change. 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, approximately 2732 square feet. Like I said, this one's for sale. The model home across the street that we're going to walk through at the end, it's not for sale yet, potentially by fall or winter of 2024, but this one is currently available and move-in ready right now. Now we're gonna go right down the street. We're still in the estates area of the neighborhood. We're going right down the street to take a look at the Tahoe by Calyn homes. Now, part number 2 is all about the community, where we're going to break down the different neighborhoods inside of Boulder Creek. So we started the estates. We've got that new phase that's opening up, the new model road that's gonna be finished sometime this fall. And then that final phase of the community, which has plenty of lots back into green space. And here's what that looks like from the drone. Hopefully those will be unlocked and available to reserve and build on sometime later this year. But for now, in the estates, the prices are anywhere from the upper 500s to 700,000 plus, although where I see most prices and available homes priced is somewhere around the lower 600s. And of course, you can see all of that information online. This home that we're currently in is already purchased. It's actually a build job that's under construction, as you can see, but we did end up touring one of these a couple weeks ago when we were at Prairie Trace, which is in Gardner, Kansas. So I'll leave the link to that down below in the description in case you want to check it out. The reason that I'm showing you this one is to display some of the different builders, what's possible here in Boulder Creek. Most of these homes that you'll see are about 2,500 square feet, plus a lot of them are 2 stories. There's a good number of reverse 1.5s as well. So plenty different styles to choose from. The HOA fee is annual. It's about $900. And of course, one of the big pulls of this community in the neighborhood is the amenities themselves. And I'm really excited to show you those here later on in the video. Neighborhood number 2 are the Boulder Creek villas. These are maintenance provided twin villas priced between the upper 400s and upper 500s. They're about 2,300 to 2,500 square feet. Just like the estates, you've got plenty different types of floor plans you can build. These are all reverse 1.5. Some are ranches, so you've got the main level finished. You've also got the basement. There are a couple remaining walkout lots that actually back to green space that I'm going to show you here in just a minute. You've got the same HOA fee of $900 that goes to the amenities, maintenance around the community, and of course, since these are maintenance provided, here's one distinction between the twin villas versus other villas that you'll see is they actually cover, and this is a big one, the roof maintenance, exterior paint, the gutters, and that's a big ticket item, especially here in Kansas City, where it could hail one day and be 80 degrees out the next day. So that costs about $198 a month. Of course, involves snow removal, lawn maintenance during the fall, spring, summer, winterization, de-winterization of the sprinkler system, and a couple other items that you'll see on the community website. Now, like I mentioned, this is the Tahoe by Calyn Homes. This is just one of 2 build jobs that are currently under contract. Here's a shot at what the exterior looks like. I'm a big fan of the stone-wrapped beams on the front entry. I'm gonna put all the pricing, square footage, bedrooms, bathrooms on the screen right now. I believe these typically go for anywhere in the mid to upper 500s. Of course, you do have that option to finish the basement. And once you step inside the home, even though this isn't finished, even though we don't have the flooring in, you can get a really good idea of the flow here. This right here is a formal dining room. It's separated from everything else, but the other build job, which is the same floor plan just a few doors down, they've closed this off to make it its own separate office area. So you have that customization option and that functionality here, which is one of the things that I really like when I'm looking at different new home communities. Of course, after you walk in, you've got a big wall of picture windows. You've got the single hung windows in the back for a little bit more airflow through the dining area. You've got built-ins on either side of the fireplace along with floating shelves. The same stone that we saw on the columns outside, very similar, is on the fireplace. You got shiplap all the way up. I like the trim style on the mantle right there. As we head into the kitchen, you've got the sliding barn door that goes into the pantry, and I'm a big fan of this shade of stain. I like that they carried it onto the island, the hood up top. Shaker style cabinets, trim on the top of them. You got 2 floating shelves. And if I turn you around, these are the windows, the crown molding on the top. And then we're actually gonna step out onto the patio real quick because this is oversized. So it looks like you've almost got double the width that you typically see in a normal layout. And of course, it's really, really windy out today, but this kind of makes it a little bit more private and blocks a lot of that movement outside. So we're gonna step back in. I'm gonna take you upstairs to see the master bedroom, and then we're gonna move on to the villas section of the neighborhood. Now, as you step upstairs, straight back, you've got that same style sliding barn door. This is the same one that led to the pantry downstairs. You've got an oversized master bedroom, shiplap on the accent wall, got the box vault up top. And of course, if we head into the bathroom, they've carried that shiplap. Looks like you'll have a freestanding tub right there as well. You got a really big size closet. And of course, you've got the tower in the middle for even more storage. Here's a look at the other side of the estates neighborhood. It's right across the street from the twin villas and the future villas. We're gonna hop inside the Pioneer by Blue Dot Design and Build. Part number 3 of the video is all about the builders. So we're gonna go through the different floor plans, the different opportunities you have with the builders here at Boulder Creek. And then after this section, I'm gonna take you around. We're gonna take a look through some of the villas here. In fact, the one that we're standing in right now and the one just right across the road, these are the last 2 remaining walkout lots in the community. They actually back to green space, which is one of the highest requesting combinations I get. It means that you can walk right out from that finished basement onto your patio down below. You've got a deck above, and this green space that you're seeing on the screen right now, that is permanent. There's an easement. They're not going to be building there. You got permanent privacy back there. So I'm really excited to show you those. So as of right now, there are future plans for expansion. There will be a couple more builders coming in, but as of right now, you got 5 unique builders here in Boulder Creek. You've got Blue Dot Design and Build, Calyn Homes, Gabriel Homes, Prairie, and then Shepherd Homes as well. So Shepherd, for example, we actually did a whole walkthrough of their Austin 1.5, which is located in Prairie Trace in Gardner, Kansas, which is really not too far away. And I will link that down below in the description in case you're watching this on YouTube. One of the things that you should know about the builders here is not only is there a wide variety of different floor plans on the community website to choose from, whether you're going after a villa that has maybe a smaller footprint, more manageable, or whether you're trying to build in the estates and you need like all 3 levels finished, you've got a growing family, you need that space. They can accommodate that. Something else about the builders here is that they've been working with their trades, their suppliers, their vendors for upwards of 10 years at this point, which is really important whether you're building a home or buying a home that's move-in ready, because that means it creates consistency, right? There's nothing worse than walking through one home that looks completely different than the other home in terms of quality. And that's not something that you're going to have to deal with here. There's a lot of consistency, just as you've seen as we've been walking around through some of these homes. It really shows. That's also important if you're building a home, because the process, it's not the easiest in the world, but it's the most rewarding at the end because you get to see your own dream become a reality. And that's also true if you want to make some customizations to some of these floor plans. Like all of these builders, they're likely going to be sitting down with you to really make these floor plans your own if there is something that you want to see that's not already out there, which is not something that'll happen with every builder or in every community. Just one of the advantages of building right here in Boulder Creek. Now here are a couple shots of the exterior of the home that we're currently in. This is the Pioneer by Blue Dot Design and Build. 3 beds, 3 baths, 2397 square feet, and it's listed at $550,000. Now right as you step into the entry, you're greeted with 2 light fixtures, the box vault on the top, the window behind us. I'm going to turn around just so you can see it. So frosted window in that front door. And to our left, you've got an office. I'm a really big fan of how they staged this. It's a really nice size. You've got tall ceilings. I like that the trim is not just the same white that you see in every single home. You got a ton of light coming through that one window. Of course, this is likely it would be used as an office, but could be a guest bedroom, could be a secondary bedroom. You've got a closet right there. You've also got a hall closet right off the entry as well. So coats for the winter. And then you've got a full bathroom too. Now, we're gonna walk through this just naturally. We'll come back to right here. You got the laundry room, closet, master suite is on the left side of the property. Boot bench, this is the garage entry. I'm gonna spin you around, and I think you'll get a sense of why I'm so excited to show you this. You've got the deck, which is really, really private out back. You can see they've carried that same theme, the color and the trim, to that fireplace as well. You got those big picture windows and plenty of them. I do like that by the dining room, not only do you have a nice looking light fixture, but you also have those single hung windows. That way you can get a little bit of airflow in through there. And of course, one thing that I should point out, you've got engineered floors. You've also got this big sliding door. So most sliders that I see, sometimes they're less than 7 feet. And that can make it hard to get in and out if you're taller. It also blocks a lot of light, but you can see with these taller ceilings, they managed to get what I believe is probably an 8-foot door in there, which is really nice. I will take you out on the deck here in just a second. We're also gonna go downstairs to take a look at the walkout basement, but here's a little sneak peek of what we'll see down there. Now, if I turn you around, I'm a big fan of staining the island and painting the cabinets, or vice versa. I like the contrast between that. Of course, you've got a 5-burner range right there. Love the back. So I've been seeing a lot of blue coming into kitchens recently and really throughout homes. And then you've got a big pantry right here. The stacked microwave and oven, and then plenty of cabinet space around the kitchen. Now I'm going to take you into the master suite real quick. I really like the trim on the accent wall in this one. You've also got that box vaulted ceiling, which gives you a little bit more space. At least it really feels like it opens up the entire bedroom. 2 windows, single hung, so you can get a little bit more airflow in. And then of course, you've got the master bathroom, and you can see that they carried that same stain in here. You get that same contrast between the light countertops, the darker stain. And then you've got tile all the way up in the shower. A nice ledge, which makes getting in and out really easy. The throne gets its own dedicated water closet. And then you've got a huge closet with plenty of space to store anything on hangers. You got the built-in shelves right here. And I believe this is upgraded carpet. It feels like the pad is nice and thick. And then something I should have pointed out is that master bedroom, you've got the engineered hardwoods carried into there from the main floor, which is certainly an upgrade, but one that I believe is worthwhile. Now, like most floor plans, you've got the laundry room connected right to the master closet. And it's a good size as well. What I like is that it's right off the garage. So if you're coming in, you got snow on the shoes, maybe it was rainy outside, maybe you got some muddy dog paws, come right in here without impacting the engineered hardwoods. You got the hall tree with cubbies on the top and the bottom. And again, you can see the attention to detail. You've got that same kind of stain color. At least this one is a little bit darker. And then of course, if I spin you around, you've got another section for a table, chair, even whatever you'd like to put there. Now, we're gonna head around the corner. So this is right where we came in. This is the entry, the office, everything else. And then right off the entry, we've also got the basement. So you'll notice the upgraded carpet. This is high tread, which is really durable. Also, you've got the designer style and pattern on there. This is the same, I believe, upgraded pad carpet that we saw in the master closet there. 3 big picture windows. This is why so many people are big fans of the walkout basement, is it feels a lot more usable. It's almost like having a 2-story home with the benefit of having your main, that like second level on the main floor, which is really nice. What I like about this floor plan is you've got a separate sitting area. So even though this opens up to the rest of the rec room down here, it's separated enough and really kind of functions and feels like its own little sunroom area, just because you've got that separation in the walls up there. Of course, plenty of windows here. And we're gonna head outside to the walkout patio. Now, something that I should point out is one of the things that makes the villas here at Boulder Creek unique is you actually have the option to go ahead and put in a fence. So iron fences is gonna be something you'll see in the HOA docs, but if you've got dogs, it can be kind of difficult if you're going after a villa or a twin villa to actually be able to put a fence in the first place. So that's just one of the things that makes this unique. Of course, the other is that this villa that we're in right now, as well as the one right next door, these are the last 2 remaining, I believe, walkout lots here. And of course, you've got that big easement. You've got walking trails back there. And even though the wind is like 20 miles per hour, it's nice and peaceful. Now, before we tour the model home, which is our last stop in the video, we've got part number 4, which is all about the amenities. They are absolutely beautiful. They're at a great spot in the neighborhood overall. You've got trails from each different neighborhood in the community that lead throughout. And then you've got the clubhouse, the pool, you've got a playground right outside. Big fan of the pickleball court, which that's becoming more and more popular over time. One thing that's unique about Boulder Creek, you don't see it in every new home community, is the putting green right there as well. Now, I would like to point out along the perimeter of the amenities, you've got landscaping. As that matures, it'll create a little bit more shade for those hot summer days, as well as a little bit more privacy for the homes around it. But overall, the amenities are in a great spot. It's exactly what you're probably looking for in a community like Boulder Creek. It's a little bit more family friendly. You're also close to all those amenities around town, but it's nice to have this almost in your backyard or just a quick walk or maybe even a drive around the corner. Now for the final part of the video, we're gonna take a walkthrough of this model home. It's right off of the amenities where we just came from. It's just right around the corner. There's like $140,000 plus worth of upgrades in here. And as we walk around the home, I'm gonna point a couple of these out to you. Just a reminder that new models are going in across the street. Once those are up, once those are finished, this will likely be available for sale. It's currently not on the market, but there is that available Makenna just down the street that we took a look at the beginning of this video. So if you have any questions about building this, if you have any questions about some of the upgrades, what something like this would cost, make sure to reach out. My contact information is all down below in the description on YouTube. There's a link to the community website. If you're already on the community website, make sure to reach out to Rob or Adam. That way we can turn your dream, your vision into a reality, because we'd love to support you. So without further ado, here's another look at the exterior of this property. On the screen, I'll put some of the pricing as well as the square footage, the bedrooms, bathrooms, and then we're gonna get started right at the entry. So right as you step inside, you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. I mean, everywhere you look, it's just upgrade, upgrade, upgrade. So we're actually gonna start right here at the entry. If you look up, you've got the tongue and groove up top, which I think looks excellent. The light fixture, of course, the different colors on the enamel of the door versus the trim. You know, that's something that really looks good. You just got to find the right colors for it. Of course, you've got the trim along the side of the entry, which really ties into the X pattern there on the ceiling. You got the sliding barn door there. I'm a big fan of that stain, and keep that in mind because as we walk around the house, you'll see that tied into quite a few different places. Of course, the office being one of them. You've got custom built-ins on the entire wall. And of course, if we look up at the ceiling, you've also got the beams up there as well. So I mean, this is what I'm talking about, upgrade on upgrade on upgrade. You've got two desk areas, the drawers, and then of course, around the windows, you've got the trim up top and down below. If I spin you around, like I said, this is one of the most popular floor plans that you'll see in Johnson County in the Kansas City area. You've got the family room right here. You've got the kitchen, which is a really, really good size. And then you've also got these built-ins and the floating shelves in this corner. Now, what I like, and maybe what you might be thinking is, well, Nick, why do we have a column and a beam right here? What's going on? That's the point, I believe, is because you've got this separation between the family room, the kitchen, the entry, without this all being closed off. It's still open, it's still airy, it still feels very nice and inviting. So if I spin you around, you've got custom built-ins either side of the fireplace. You've got like a hardwood style tile going all the way up the fireplace. That same stain on the mantle. And if I spin you around a little bit, picture windows that are almost floor to ceiling. You've got trim around them. I'm a big fan of that light fixture. You've got the sliding door going out to the stamped, I believe it's stamped concrete patio. You've got the fire pit out there as well. And of course, if you did choose to buy this home, once it's on the market and available, like right in your backyard, you've got the trees that'll mature over time. It'll create a little more privacy. And you're right around the corner from those amenities and the putting greens back there. Now, I'm a really big fan of one, tall ceilings. You've got 10-foot ceilings here, which if you see tall ceilings nowadays, typically they're around 9 feet. So this really gives it a lot more space. It makes it feel a lot bigger. I'm also a really big fan of the ceiling features, like that one, the one I showed you off the entry. And given that you've got taller ceilings, they also went the extra mile and took the cabinets all the way to the ceilings, and they backlit the top shelf. Now, I am a big fan of these countertops. On the camera, it's kind of hard to tell. These are granite, so they're not quartz. It's a really good looking granite as well. You've got the upgraded sink right there. I like the window setup as well. These actually crank open, so you've got some airflow in the kitchen. And of course, you've got the pot filler added. And then you've got, I believe, automatic lights in the pantry. Let's see if they turn on. There we go. So you've got engineered hardwoods throughout the main floor. What we're coming up on right over here is the other side of the island. Now, this is something that you see every once in a while. It's not every island that'll have the cabinets accessible on the other side. It certainly creates a lot more storage. And I think if I was building a home, this is something that I would want to see upgraded just because it's low-hanging fruit. It's really easy to do something like that. Now, there is a list of all the upgrades. We're not going to go through every single one, but I mean, this is just half of them. There's a whole other side to this where it just keeps going and going and going. Now, if we spin you around, so this is the garage entry. You've got coat closet right off the entry, custom built-ins. I'm a big fan of the drawers there as well. You can see the same stain that was carried out throughout the home. Kind of a boot bench area, and then you've got a powder room as well. Now, we're gonna take a look upstairs, but here's one last shot of the family room. I'm gonna spin you around so you can see the kitchen one last time. I mean, it's just like everywhere you look, this is something that you'd see in a magazine. They did a really good job on this. And then the office one more time. And we're headed upstairs. So you got the designer pattern on the carpet. You got the trim accent wall all the way up. I'm a fan of those light fixtures too. They did a really good job. What I like is that as soon as you turn the corner, it keeps going. You think, oftentimes, the second floor, maybe the main floor is really impressive, but they really kicked it into high gear here as well. So you've got the tongue and groove ceiling, the little box vault in the hallway, which this is not something that I see very often. So it's quite a nice surprise. You got built-ins for additional storage. You've got a hall closet right there. And then to our left, we're gonna go through each of these bedrooms pretty quickly. I believe you've got 8-foot ceilings up here. It looks like this is upgraded carpet as well. And it almost feels like there's an upgraded pad there. You got a full bath in here. And of course, tile in the shower goes all the way up to the top. You've got that ledge in back. And then you've got a walk-in closet with those built-in shelves. Now here is bedroom number 2. I'm a big fan of the recessed window there. You've got the cubbies down below for a little bit more functionality. They also, I think this is a nice touch. They did the bullnose, the soft corners there on that wall. If I turn you around, so this is a Hollywood bathroom. You've got a sink dedicated to each bedroom. You've got doors in between the toilet and the shower. Of course, you've got tile going all the way up to the ceiling. You've got the walk-in closet right here. Those same built-in shelves. You've got the other sink, which is private again. And then bedroom number 3. You've also got a walk-in closet here. All 3 of these bedrooms, they're good size. The closets, they're not, the closets are all walk-ins, which is nice. Sometimes that's hard to do in one of these 2-story plans. It's around 2,700 square feet. You've got the French doors going into the master bedroom, a nice sizable sitting area right on the entry of it. You got trim around both of the windows. And then I like the vault and the separation here. Like, you'll notice how the ceiling drops down a little bit. It contours the like bedroom portion of the room. Really creates that same kind of separation that we saw downstairs up here in the master. You got the trim feature wall, the sliding barn door, very similar to the stain we saw downstairs. And then you've got the chevron pattern. This is the same tile that we saw on the fireplace downstairs as well. So you can see like a lot of attention to detail in this home. Now, in the beginning of this video, I did tell you that there is a secret room on the 2nd floor, and we haven't gotten to it just yet, but we will in a second. You'll notice they use the same, I'm a big fan of this countertop, this granite. I think it's a great selection. They upgraded the trim around the mirror. They went like the full width, same kind of stain that we saw elsewhere in the house. And then you've got the accent on a tile in the shower. It goes all the way up to the ceiling. You've got a huge long closet that goes all the way back. Plenty of space for anything that you would need to hang. You've got the shelves in the back as well. And then here we go. So this is it. The secret room, it's right in front of us. You've got, and no, it's not just like the water closet. This right here. I think this is so cool. It's on some of these Makenna floor plans. If you push this, you're going straight back into an additional closet. How cool is that? Storage back here. You could use this for winter clothing. It's a nice feature to have, and it's really entertaining as you're walking through some of these homes. You know, sometimes you'll see the same thing over and over again. So I like the element of surprise in here. It's definitely a nice touch. That's all for this video. If you have any questions, make sure to reach out to the team here at Boulder Creek. We'd absolutely love to support you in buying or building a new home here. And if you'd like to see more videos just like this, touring other new home communities by Grotto Development, click the playlist right here where you'll see all the videos that we've done over the last couple of months, or click right here to see the video that YouTube thinks you would enjoy the most. Click either here or here, and I'll see you on the other side.